First 15 minutes of a choir rehearsal decide how the whole evening goes. Not the tricky passage in the middle, not the final run-through, the beginning. And the most crazy thing is, these exact 15 minutes are the ones most people leave to chance. You walk in, things somehow get going, and then you spend the rest of the evening fighting against a bumpy start. Today I'll show you how to get this quarter hour under control, with 5 steps you can put into practice right away. But let's start before the rehearsal. Before the first note even sounds in the rehearsal, something has already happened or it hasn't. And to be clear, it's not necessarily your job as a conductor to carry all the chairs and install the piano yourself. Whether you do it yourself or you have a team to take care of it, it doesn't matter. What matters is the result. The room is ready on time. Chairs set up, piano and stand at your place, and the scores are ready. If the room is ready, you have time before rehearsal starts for the things only you can do. Getting yourself set up. You put your music stand in your height, the piano is exactly how you want it, whatever else you need. You're leaving out your materials, and you can take another quick look at your rehearsal plan and at your warm-up. That way, everyone is really sitting in their seats when rehearsal starts, and you begin straight away with focus and purpose, instead of chaos and searching for things in that first moment. And then you open the rehearsal. That word, deliberately, you open it. You don't wait until the choir is somehow there and things somehow get going. People are coming from traffic, from their office jobs, from family chaos. Your first job isn't to conduct, your first job is to meet them where they are. A short, genuine welcome. One sentence about what's on today. And a clear starting signal. A moment that says, now we begin together. Anyone who just launches in while people are still chatting in the back isn't opening anything. And that indecisiveness, in my experience, runs through the whole rehearsal. Step 3. Waking up the body before the first note. The same thing happens in many rehearsals. You jump straight into singing because time is short and the body doesn't get a single second. But singing is thoroughly physical. Anyone who's ever stood tense in front of the choir, wondering why today nothing is working, knows that. I'm deliberately not telling you which exercises I use for this here. That wouldn't just go beyond the scope of this video. It belongs in its own deeper context and will go properly into that elsewhere. What I want to leave you with here is just this one thing. These 2 or 3 minutes at the start aren't wasting time. Skip them and you'll notice it later in the sound, the energy, the concentration. Plan for them deliberately. Step 4. Vocal warm-up. And honestly, this is where the most time gets wasted. In many choirs, the warm-up runs exactly the same way every single week. Same exercises, same order, run through like a checklist, regardless of what comes after. That's fine as a ritual, but it leaves so much potential out on the table. Because the warm-up isn't just about warming up your voice. It's the first musical moment of the evening, and it can achieve far more than most people give it credit for. Exactly how you build it, that's its own craft, and a bigger one that fits into this YouTube video. I'll really take the time for that elsewhere in the content of the Choral Conductor Lab. But even if you change just one single thing today, stop treating the warm-up as a box-ticking exercise. Go into it deliberately. The shift in attitude changes how the whole evening unfolds. Step 5. The first piece of music. That's a decision, not a matter of chance. It shouldn't be whatever happens to be on top of the pile. A simple rule of thumb. If the choir seems tired, pick something familiar that brings immediate enjoyment and confidence. If energy is high, go straight into something difficult while the momentum is there. If the energy is very different, and the people have in this evening different energies, choose a piece that brings everyone together. What almost always backfires, throwing the hardest piece in cold, right at the start. The first result is then logically weak. Frustration sets in. And that too runs through the evening. The first piece is an invitation. Make sure it's the right one. Before you try this out, here are the mistakes I see most often, so you can skip them. Starting too late. 5 minutes delay costs you 20 over the course of the evening, over the rehearsal of the evening. 5 minutes delay costs you 20 over the rehearsal in this evening. No clear starting signal, so the rehearsal just slides. No clear starting signal, so the rehearsal just slides in and never really begins. Warming up with no connection to anything. The same thing every week. And the most common of all, and the most uncomfortable one, the conductor themselves hasn't actually arrived yet. Rushed, unprepared, still mentally stuck in the day before. The choir mirrors you. If you haven't arrived, you won't meet the choir where they are either. The good news, that's entirely in your own hands, fresh every week. If you want to work on how you come across in front of the choir, and the start of rehearsals is exactly the moment where that shows, I've put together the 10 most common conducting mistakes in choral conducting in a free guide. The link is in the description. Get it, and for your next rehearsal, pick just one of those 5 things in this video. One is enough. See you in the next video here in the Choral Conductor Lab.